Boom, figured it out. All right. So if you're watching me, once again, my name is Cecilia Morris, your engineer by education, home business owner by desire. And today I'm going to share with you 3 life lessons that I learned from the Dayton, Ohio Memorial Day tornado. Unless you've been living under a rock, you've seen us on the news. This tornado went 40 miles in 20 minutes. It passed through Brookville, Ohio, Trotwell, Ohio, and Dayton, Ohio, Salina, Ohio, Auglaize, I don't know if that's a city or a county, but Auglaize, either Auglaize County or Auglaize, Ohio. Um, let's see. I think Mercer. It was 5 minutes from my house, and it was devastating. I've driven through the city a few times running errands for my guests and just seeing it. I could post pictures or videos on my page, but I don't want to do that because there's enough of that on the news. But when I tell you it's devastating, it's just like everything that I've watched on TV, and now it's landed in my backyard. So I want to talk about the 3 life lessons that I and hopefully a lot of others have learned from this experience. So if you're watching me live, give me a hello, drop your name, let me know where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out. If you are watching me on the replay, hashtag replay, and like I said, you probably are past the 2 minute mark, so we're good to go now. Let me get this shared in a few places, and then we'll go ahead and get started. So let's see here. Still not giving me what I want, but it's going to go ahead. I'm going to make it work. So let's share to a group. I don't want to share it to my groups, of course. Let's see some of the groups that I frequent. I want to get this shared there as well. Don't want to share it in too many places for Facebook shut me down again. All right, so let's get into it. 3 life lessons that I've learned from my experience with the Dayton, Ohio Memorial Day tornado. Lesson number 1 is the value of community and friendship. Seeing the way that our community has come together in this time of need, I mean, there are still 20,000 people without power, okay? 20,000 people still do not have power. And my house guest is one of them. And being able to open up my house to others that are less fortunate than myself is a blessing. You know, God puts us in a place of service. And the more we help others is the more we feel the benefit of God's love. So being able to be of service to others during this time is not only a blessing to me as much as it is to them. And then the community. I mean, there are people that are putting up makeshift pop-up grilling stations, giving out food, baby supplies, snack bags, water. I mean, I think they said they had 500,000 cases of bottled water have been delivered to the area. We've had electric crews from other states, as far as Virginia, coming to the city to help get power restored. Like I said, we still got 20,000 people without power. The water, we finally came off a boil advisory today for Monday, so we can actually drink the water now and use it for cooking. So that is a blessing. But the value of community and friendships is so important. So if you don't have that, I encourage you to get that, whether it is getting to know your neighbor, joining a church, getting involved in community groups, whatever it takes. But that value it is so important in times like this. So that's lesson number 1. Lesson number 2, and you're probably not going to like this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway, is the benefit of insurance. You know, I got everything insured. I'm insured, and I don't even have nobody to leave nothing to. It's just me and the dog. My car is insured. My home is insured. I got all types of insurance. I mean, I got legal insurance or whatever, but renter's insurance and homeowner's insurance are the 2 things that really stand out to me in this time of crisis, because there are so many people that are displaced and they don't have anywhere to go. Well, with renters or homeowners insurance, at least with my homeowners insurance, they cover me in a hotel for, I believe, at least up to 90 days, I believe, with my homeowner's policy, depending on the amount of damage. And then the replacement of your things. You know, when I first did a story about renters insurance, it was here in Dayton, and it was for an apartment community that had burned down. I think it was a 60-unit apartment complex, literally burned to the ground. And this was when, oh gosh, I can't remember her name. She's got the McGee. I can't remember her name, but I think Mayor McGee was in office, and she actually came to visit the apartment complex. And I was actually dating a guy who lived there at the time, and they were giving out Red Cross vouchers. Once again, I opened up my home to people, and he came over here. But that was the first article that I wrote, and that landed me as one of the community board of contributors with the Dayton Daily News, was writing about the importance of renter's insurance. Renter's insurance takes care of you when tragedy strikes. It's bad enough. I talk about life insurance all the time about not being a burden on your family, but renter's insurance takes care of you in times of tragedy and trauma, such as the Memorial Day tornado that went through Dayton, Ohio. Being able to replace your belongings. I mean, it's bad enough going through this tragedy, but not knowing what you're going to do next because you don't have insurance makes things like 1,000 times rough. So I implore and encourage you, if you don't have insurance, homeowners or renters, get it. It may be another 20 or 30 years before this tragedy happens, but I look at insurance as it's better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. And the third thing that I want to talk about today is the importance of multiple streams of income. The other thing that came out of this tragedy, the Dayton, Ohio Memorial Day tornado, is that whole, shopping plazas were demolished. Those shopping plazas had Little Caesars Pizza. It had a CVS. It had a barbershop. It was a strip mall. It has everything that a strip mall has, and now it's gone. So if you don't have a secondary stream of income, then guess what? You have no income. And this is through no fault of your own or your employer. It is Mother Nature. It's an act of God. But now you have no money and you don't have another paycheck. And FEMA hasn't been out here yet to talk about what kind of disaster relief they're going to offer. They declared my city an emergency, a national emergency. So we should be getting some funds, but who knows how long that's going to take to get it worked out. So you got to have multiple streams of income. This week, what's today, Friday? I know I didn't work at all. I think I worked maybe 2 hours on Tuesday. I don't think I worked at all on Wednesday. I worked like 5 hours on yesterday. And I think I put in like 2 hours so far today because I still got income coming in by the grace of God and the blood of Jesus. I have set myself up to have multiple streams of income. So that even when I'm not working, those seeds that I planted in 2016, 2017, 2018, those seeds are starting to bloom and starting to grow. A lot of people call it the popcorn effect. You know how when you boil pop or make popcorn, first when it starts to pop, you hear pop, 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 and then you hear pop, 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 and then you hear pop, 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 and the bag is done. So that's what happens when you're sowing seeds for your business. You don't see it all up front. You don't see it right away, but those seeds eventually start to yield fruit. There were barbershops and beauty shops in these salons and these strip malls. There were spas. They were just regular businesses. So even if you're an entrepreneur and you have a brick and mortar facility, your brick and mortar is gone. So now you got to find a new location. You got to purchase new equipment. You got to tell your customers where your new spot is. There's so much that goes into having one stream of income, whether it's a job or whether you're an entrepreneur. It's called residual income, and that's what I teach people how to generate. Once again, for those who don't know me, my name's Cecilia. I go by the tagline, I'm your engineer by education and your home business owner by desire, and I teach digital marketing strategies to business owners, whether brick and mortar or online, because at the end of the day, things will happen that are beyond your control. And unless you control the things you cannot, unless you take control of the things that you can change, you will always be out of control, such as a time like this, which is the third lesson that I've learned from the Memorial Day Dayton, Ohio tornado. So with that being said, if this hasn't been an eye-opener for you, shame on you, because you should realize that if you don't protect yourself, nobody's going to protect you. Now, granted, government offices, insurance companies, I think I saw some TV commercials yesterday about State Farm. They'll show up when they can. But one of the things State Farm mentioned, there's only so many roofers in the city. There's only so many tree trimmers in the city. There's only so many contractors in the city. Where are you going to be on that list? And there's only so many traditional W-2 wage earning jobs. And if your job was demolished by the tornado, then what are you going to do? So if you want to know how to build your own safety net, which is what I teach and what I preach, feel free to reach out to me. You can drop me a comment. I hope you found this video video enough to, or valuable enough to give me some likes, comments, hearts, and shares. If you're watching me for the first time, give me a 1. If you see me before, give me a 2. If you see me more than 5 times, give me whatever your favorite emoji is. But the 3 life lessons that I have learned from the Dayton, Ohio Memorial Day tornado is number 1, the value of community and friendships. Number 2, the benefits of homeowners and renters insurance. And number 3, the importance of having multiple streams of income. So if you're ready to get number 3 in order for your life, I'm telling you, I have people on my team that for $35 a month, bring home anywhere from $200 to $1,000 a month. That $35 investment never changes, but the amount of income they bring in changes. Because why? It grows every month. We have a team of people that are doing the same thing because we understand the value of diversity when it comes to your income. And I hope because of this tornado and the lessons that I'm sharing with you, you learn the value of diversity in your income streams as well. All right, people, so let's be proactive and start protecting ourselves against tragedies, situations, and circumstances that are beyond our control. So if you want to learn more about how me and my team develop multiple streams of income, drop me a 10 in the comments, because a 10 tells me that you're on 10 and you're ready to set up your own safety net and be prepared for whatever comes your way. We can't control the situation, but we can control how we react to the situation. So if you want to be able to react in a positive way, if you want to be able to still support your family in times of tragedy or hardship, if you want to make sure that your ship stays afloat and your train on the tracks, drop me a 10 in the comments and I'll make sure to get with you and get you the information that me and my team are using for the small nominal fee of $35 a month. No sponsoring, no selling, no auto ships, no website, no problem, no email list, no problem, no idea on how to use social media, no problem. But seriously, people, let's get our lives in order, because these type of things are something that is being seen more frequently because, in my opinion, due to climate change and the fact that the people in charge don't believe that this is a real deal. It got real for me this week, and at some point, it may get real for you too. All right, so that's my PSA for today and this week. I may jump on again over the weekend, not sure. But I do thank you all for your prayers. I thank you everyone for your well wishes. So far, as I mentioned, we've got 20,000 people without power. At one point, that number was up to 70,000. The boil advisory has been lifted today, so all water is good for cooking and drinking. And we are all going to keep plugging along by the grace of God and the blood of Jesus. All right, guys, that's my message for today. Once again, the 3 lessons I learned is the value of community and friendship, the benefit of homeowners and renters insurance, and the importance of having multiple streams of income. If you want my help with number 3, you want to be part of Team Cecilia, drop a 10 in the comments and we'll get this party started. All right, guys, enjoy your weekend.